Hey, all you Zealots and Zerglings, it's time for a 3 versus 3 on Vault of Secrets, where I have spawned as the yellow Zerg with my allies. We have Spartan as the purple Terran, and Contrarian as the orange Protoss, and our opponents are Johnny B. Bad as the blue Protoss. Yeah, I know he's got a couple X's there, but obviously he's going for Johnny B. Bad, and bracketing your name in X's seems to be a way of, I'm guessing, using a name that's already been taken. Anyhow, his allies are LOTF as the red Terran, and Crew as the teal Terran. So like I said, this map is Shadow Reactor. Did I say that? I think I said that. It was Shadow Reactor. It's a very interesting map because much like my last cast, Vault of Secrets, Shadow Reactor's got a very close center right here. I mean, the rush is a little bit further because you kind of have to go run around the back here, but the center is very close to your opponents. There's a couple of watchtowers here in the middle for kind of watching that center area. These expansions are off here on the flanks and fairly vulnerable because I mean you can just swing all the way around here. So it's going to be hard to hold expansions if you're going up against a mobile force. And the center's so close, but you know, again, the early rush distance is kind of far, and the naturals are pretty well tucked away in rather safe areas. Oh, this one's a little bit concerning. Or is this supposed to be his expansion? No, this is actually more the center of the map. And it looks like we do have an early SCV scout here for Crew, not using the probe, which is very unusual. Is he setting up for a patrol? The blue line, I believe, represents patrol. Is he actually going to patrol our bases? That would be very, very unusual. And we got production going on here. Looks like I've got my spawning pools started, my gas already underway. We just have a single gateway for Johnny B. Bad. No core just yet, but he can afford it now. I'd like to see that go up. Gonna get his gas out, so hopefully he can get that warp gate research going. And yep, there is the core here at his front entrance. Odd that he put this here, but not his gateway. Had I gone for a Zergling rush, he could have been in a bit of trouble. Another gateway is going to go down, and it looks like we had a wall in here from Crew, who's just started his marine production. And is that a complete wall off? I think it is. I'm not 100% sure. Something about these building placement doesn't look right, so I'm not sure. But L2EF got double barracks up, a third barracks on the way. Is that going to be for some pressure? Triple barracks usually indicates you want to get a little more aggressive, but that's not always the case at this level. Some people just like building barracks. Barracks? I don't know what the plural of barracks is. It's one of those words that almost sounds like it's already plural. And I got some overlords here. Going to try to grab that high ground, which is going to be pretty safe unless someone has the watchtower, like a small group of marines here. It does, in fact, have. And more marines coming out. It's a lot of marines out in the center of the map, and they are moving out now. Are they getting aggressive? Looks like I'm sending my ownlings out to grab this first watchtower. I believe I just have them rallied here, and they're going to probably instantly see, whoa, we have Houston, we have marines. And that is time to get out of there because these lings do not stand a chance against that. And do we have any eyes on this right now? Actually, we do have I have my overlord here, so he can be able to see what's going on. I don't know if we can see what they're doing right now. They're obviously, it looks like they're setting up for some sort of aggression right now because there's still more marines streaming across the map. And it looks like, oh, I'm getting a spine crawler up. I fear the worst. Bailing nest because they are very good at dealing with marines. Keeping my lings kind of close in so that they can have the protection of the queen and the spine if it finishes in time. They're not at my front door yet, so you know it is not too late. And we have Reapers coming out here for Spartan. I don't know if this is the best choice. I don't know if Reapers are all that good against marines anymore. And oh, looks like there was a ping there. Probably spotted some marines poking around, and that's the time there's going to be some aggression. I was going to poke out to see where they were, but I saw they were here, and so I'm going to pull back and try to get behind the spine crawler. Let's let that do as much damage as possible. Let the queen do some damage. And oh, the queen's getting a little bit too far forward. Oh, the queen runs and gets an inject out. So if they do focus her down, that should be just fine. And a zealot there on the back end. Actually, it doesn't look like I actually needed that. But oh, they're rallying units in right now, and that is not good. And there's still a stream of units rallying, and it looks like they're now finally deciding to pull back. That aggression did nothing. I was more than prepared. Actually, surprised I fared that well. I thought I was going to lose the queen, but she pulled back. I didn't think I had enough lings to take out that many marines, but apparently I was wrong. Although my overlord that I sent out here to scout is going to suffer, and that is going to severely supply block me. 3 overlords are on the way, however. A lot of money because I was preparing for that aggression, but I do have my expansion up. They probably could have focused on that, but we do have Reaper harass coming here for Spartan. And we're gonna actually, how much was lost right there? It looks like he was only able to get 1 probe down, because we know that Johnny B. Bad was not part of that attack, so he didn't lose anything other than to these Reapers. And yeah, the Reaper is gonna go down, but maybe keeping Johnny B. Bad back a little bit so he's not gonna be too aggressive. It looks like I've now retaken this watchtower, so that I can spot if there's any continued aggression, which they've got a forward position. They're still kind of in an aggressive stance, but it doesn't look like they've any intentions of attacking in the near future, because they're staying back here behind this watchtower. But it looks like, Contrarian wants to scout this out, and Stalker's going to be pretty good against Marines if microed properly. And he's going to take that one Marine off the watchtower and force them back into a more defensive posture. Or, no, it's gonna kind of force them back again. Going to take the watchtower with all these Marines instead. And we got a robo coming out here for Contrarian, getting his Blink Stalkers started. And they're gonna try to start bunkering a little bit, trying to close off that angle of attack. And looks like LOTF's gonna be trying to sneak this expansion out here. Maybe this is where he thinks he needs to go. He probably could have taken this one fairly safely, because you have to go around pretty wide to take that out. But he's gonna go over here. We'll see if that pays off for him. If we don't scout this, he might get a lot of money off of this base, when later in the game we may not be able to mine this one out as effectively. Link production is still continuing. Finally getting my upgrades started for those. Observer on the way, a couple more gateways. Spartan's going to be getting his starport out, probably get some medevacs up, and +1 attack is on the way from his engineering bay. Just kind of going for some marine tank now, pretty standard, but he's gonna kind of hide in his base. We really probably should take a forward stance as well. Maybe secure this center area right now and kind of counter what's going on over here, which is just a couple of bunkers, which they need to start filling those up. Empty bunkers, not of much use to anybody, although he can pop them in here pretty quickly if they see something coming at you. But you gotta keep on your toes, because if we can do any damage to this before there's Marines positioned to fire back, that's damage he's either got to eat or repair, and that's not free. It is not free. Contrarian got this expansion over here. Looks like Spartan's just going to be expanding here. Looks like he picked up the SCV that made this command center, it looks like, and moved him down here. But he needs to start getting that saturated so he can really get his economy rolling. He does have combat shields on the way and another factory. There we go. And no, where's the factory that's building? I want the factory that's building. It tells me there's a factory building. Well, there it is. Why was it centering on this one? I wanted this one. So, we're going to be going for some more mech units, possibly more tanks. He's got 3 right now. Might want to get some upgrades for those. And, don't put a planetary there. That base is so tucked so far back. If we lose this one, then we're going to be in worse shape than that a planetary is probably not going to solve. So I don't know if I agree with getting a planetary right here. Maybe if he were going to sneak this one, I'd be okay with it. Maybe. But really, he really needs that orbital. I don't care how much money he says he has. He just needs to get more production facilities up too. I don't know if he has enough production for 2 base. Maybe if he's producing off all these structures, he will. And going to be continuing tank production, getting a reactor here. So they're going to be for Hellions or maybe some Widow Mine action. We'll have to wait and find out. And where are my lings going? Have we spotted? Let's check right here. Have we spotted something? Looks like my Overlord has spotted the missile turret here and knows that there is a base. I think this is probably what these things are going to go scout out, see if they can take that out. And there's not really any defense here right now. He's got missile turrets, but what are those going to do against Lings? Nada. There is a force right here for LOTF that can respond fairly quickly, but how much damage will be done beforehand? And I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to just run my Lings in blindly. I want to make sure I know which way I'm going, and maybe actually solve. Contrarian's got a warp prism here. Going to be doing a little bit of harassment there. And it looks like I got Baneling Spigot on the way just in case there's still more marine pressure and Enduring Locust. So we're probably going to be seeing some Locust here. And Drilling Claws is coming out for L2F. Looks like he's going to be getting some Widow Mines too. And he does have a Widow Mine in position. But the Widow Mines are going to try to take out some of my Lings. Fortunately, it was not as bad as it could have been. If he'd burrowed that, it might have been a lot worse. But I'm like, I do not have what I need to take this on. Let's just pull back from now. And a tank there might help bolster the defenses here for now. He just got those there in time. If I had reacted sooner, I probably could have gotten a lot of SCV kills there. But For now, it is not to be. And it looks like Spartan's going to be taking this watchtower with a siege tank. Railing's still kind of tucked back in there, though. And it looks like Contrarian, oh, he's going to try to scout here. And oh, LOTF is going to try to take this base. A couple of Marines to defend it, but they're almost dead. Why are these Marines almost dead? Did they, like, triple stim or something? Because they all had, like, the same HP. And Siege Tank's going to do a couple of shots right there. He's just going to blink out of there rather than have to go through that again and take any significant damage. Oh, wait, nope. Never mind. Oh, and these Marines stimmed way too soon. Way too soon for a stim. You had no idea what was up that ramp. There was a High Templar up there, and that force like was already stimmed. I mean, good night, sir. Good night, sir. But we stopped him taking an extra base, but he does still have this base, but, you know, it's just his second base. But it looks like we got Cruz going to be taking a third of his own and really bunkering up the center. We do have Archons here for Johnny B. Bad, so they really are going into turtle mode, although we're not much better, although we're not really in a big turtle defense. And, oh, actually, those are Spartans' Widow Mines. I'm like, well, this is a great place to pop down some swarm hosts. Send those locusts out on the map, heading against these bunkers. Oh, this could do so much damage. Are they gonna have enough DPS here to finish off these locusts? I don't think so. 2 bunkers for full Marines. Everything else is kind of melee range, and Zealots are gonna start going down. Missile turrets coming down, but he's gonna have to get them a lot further forward to spot these swarm hosts. Oh, he's got to watch out for those Widow Mines. They walk in those Widow Mines. It's gonna be a lot of dead Zealots, and it looks like some Vikings are gonna take out my Overlord there. But these locusts, look at this is free damage here. These Zealots are not really. These Zealots are doing nothing other than reducing the amount of future damage they take. And oh, High Templar are out now right now, but we had to assume that with the Archons there. Here comes another wave of locusts. Looks like I saw they were heading that way. And I was going to try to follow them. Oh, that Templar, if that High Templar gets sniped, but no, it looks like he's going to get back there. The Zealots are going to respond in time. But again, this is just more damage, just chipping away at Johnny B. Bad's army. Is this what he wants right now? I don't know. But he's going to move forward here. He's going to try to get on top of the swarm host. But now the Widow Mines are going to detonate, but kind of on top of the swarm host. And oh, and a storm. Oh, he does have an observer here. And the storm there, my swarm hosts are like, ah! Losing a lot of swarm hosts there. But I do have Hive on the way, and 2 to attack is just going to finish right now. But it looks like, oh, looks like LO2F did manage to establish that expansion. So we've got 2 of our opponents on 3 bases. The Protoss is still on 2, and it looks like the Widow Mines there did do a little more damage to his forces. He's been getting his army chipped away at. That can't be good for him, but he does definitely need this expansion now. And it looks like, oh, a drop on here. Oh, I didn't even see how this watchtower got cleared out, but a drop is going to clean out the 1 watchtower, take out a tank. We're going to finish off the Terran forces, but with Crew's small force here, is going to be able to finish off those swarm hosts. I didn't even see when these 2 died. And look, and as you can see, they died so quickly. Who would have known? But we got Contrarian and I are going to be trying to force this expansion to get the heck out of there. We cannot let them get too much of an economy lead, or we are going to be in big trouble. We have battle cruisers coming out here for LOTF. I don't know if I agree with this at all, because you know what happens when I see battle cruisers? I laugh. Although I don't believe I have a Spire just yet. Let's bear with me for a second. No, I do not have a Spire. Wow, that was a lot of structures. But it looks like Crew is going to be able to clean this up. I do still have some Lings here. I don't think they're going to survive this, but they're going to do quite a bit of damage to Crew's army. But we did manage to destroy this base. Missile turret did survive, but I think we can stomach. I think we can stomach a surviving missile turret. But oh, 76 Lings on the way, and the Ultralisk Cavern is 3-3 on the way yet. My Hive is done. I can start getting the adrenal glands and the 3-3 upgrades, which will complement my Lings and my Ultralisks quite well. And interesting, this Overlord is still alive. They had their armies here. They could have easily spotted it, but the Overlord will survive. And more Lings are popping out. We've gotten a little bit more defensive, and we got a ping here. Oh, it looks like we've spotted this bunker going down, I believe, is what we see here. And yeah, a scan there. Contrarian's going to try to take this on, but I don't think this is enough. He thought this was going to be pretty good. Zealot Archon against Marines. He thought this was going to be good. I don't think there was just quite enough here to take this on. And they don't have very good upgrades, but what upgrades is Contrarian working on? He's working on 3-3s. So he had pretty good upgrades. I just don't think he had enough. And Charge Lot Archon is pretty good against Terran Bio, but I just don't think there was enough. And oh, he's got to watch those photon cannons. He's even got a Thor drop this right now, which is not going to be good for Contrarian. I was moving my Lings in position here to help out here. I'm going to get some Banelings up too. But now I got to try to run back and help defend this Thor. So I thought the Thor was dead there for a second, but I do have some Banelings here, which could be good to counter against this attack. I'm going to see what kind of damage I didn't actually see what kind of damage they did here. And oh, so much damage! Okay, so those banelings were not pointless. They actually did quite a bit of damage, and we did manage to clean that up, and it looks like all medevacs are going to be destroyed. But it looks like Johnny B. Bad's building a bigger army, +3 attack. No armor or shield upgrades just yet, and none are on the way. But I'm getting all my hive upgrades. The 3/3, the adrenal glands, the chitinous plating, and 8 ultralisks are in production. And it looks like, oh, Johnny B. Bad is taking another expansion. We're going to quickly get out expanded here if we don't do something here soon. I mean, this could be pretty bad because economy means a lot in these kinds of situations. Then again, so does cost effectiveness, and which side is being more cost effective? I don't know. It's losing a lot of medevacs, and he could lose another one. That's a lot of medevacs lost, and these elves are going to kind of run in here. Actually, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. There's nothing left to defend here now, and these SCVs are toast. And I think I see a Ling in there, a couple of Lings in there too. And these Marines are going to try to help finish it off. Let's see how many of these Zealots. I think the Zealot will get 1 Marine before he's done. Oh, nope, because they're going to try to focus on something else. A misclick right there is going to cost another Marine their life to that Zealot. And yeah, we're gonna force the liftoff on here, but we're not really expanding behind this. And it looks like Johnny B. Bad is going expansion crazy right now. And we're gonna be able to handle that. I do have my lovely Ultralisk with their Thorax skins, which does not look quite as good in yellow, I must say. It looks pretty bad. But Ultralisk are gonna be great against this army. Pre-Heart of the Swarm, this army would probably destroy the Ultralisks. Why? Because there are no armored units here except the Stalker. But now, full damage for the Ultralisks. They're going to be doing 44 damage to every unit they hit with this splash right now, which means the Archons, the Zealots, are all just going to get completely destroyed by my fully upgraded Ultralisks. And throwing down the Time Warp, but the Marines are not the ones you got to worry about. You got to worry about these Ultralisks, and they're going to... Wow, the Archon's still pretty good against Ultralisks, just because they have so much health. But the Ultras are going to go down. A quick warping of Zealots is maybe not going to be enough. Meanwhile, on the counterattack, or on the other flank here, we have Contrarian with his Zealot Stalker and my Lings. And this Ultras, I don't know how this Ultras got over here. He seems very confused right now. And a Battlecruiser is going to try to focus down the Ultralisk. And there's the GG from Johnny B. Bad. Oh, I don't know. Actually, I'm not really sure how they lost this. They seem to have the better economy. It must have just been cost effectiveness. Their early aggression didn't do anything. Maybe that put them a little bit behind. And maybe we didn't lose enough. We were able to kind of tech up a little bit. We didn't have to make that many units all game. And, you know, these Ultralisks and then the flank on this side, I guess, was just enough. I don't know. It seemed like that game was pretty close. But I hope you enjoyed this game, and have a day.